I think we also have Tavi somewhere, but
I don't know if we want to bring her.
We should probably level her up.
yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the sidekick rules? By any chance?
I don't think so. Are they like official 2024 or is it older?
It's a terrible name. I much prefer hireling, but it's a rule I think from the Cauldron of Everything, and it gives you rules for like leveling up characters with sidekick levels. They basically are kind of like mini PCs, but a lot more straightforward to run. It's Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So we could level some of our guys up with sidekick rules if we want to like have some more people to be able to replace some of your like healers and tanks and stuff. Also, I added a story point section to the party sheet, so it's easier to keep track of when you guys get and when you spend story points for stuff. You all have access to the sheet, I assume.
Yeah. Before you were keeping track of them, do you want us to keep track of them on the?
No, I'm still tracking them. I'm just putting them on here because it's more transparent this way. Like I can.
Okay, cool.
Mark gains and losses, and then we have it in writing.
Awesome. I see it.
Yeah, in fact, I don't think you guys have permissions to edit that. You can only view. But if I'm wrong, you should tell me. But I think I know how to set up sheets.
Wrinkle's got a whole lot.
Yeah, he hasn't used, or I haven't, he hasn't given me, I don't think he's given me any story beats. So I might just, like, give him a wish list item or something for a bunch of points.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if he's posted anything in the story area.
Me and Robert, might, give him some ideas. Sometimes he just needs a little bit of a push to do something really cool.
Yeah. Alright, well, why don't we... Okay, so we have Robert out and Patchwork. So why don't we at least get the recap going? Kaladin, if you would like to... Well, I'll wait. Before we do that, because I know I'm going to forget, let's set a scribe. Patchwork's not here, so she's skipped. Calroon, you willing to scribe? You'd be next.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
Alright, cool. So, Kaladin, if you would, could you give us a recap of the events of last time, please?
Of course. Okay, so apparently we started off by taking a short rest. We realized we need to unlock 3 locks at the same time to unlock the vault door. So we get Ayara from camp to help us unlock the vault with the help of Grinkle and Calroon. Before we explore the vault, we decide to take a long rest using Calroon's tiny hut. While we're resting, we catch noise of demons walking about the halls. Kaladin and Nil run to investigate. We find 3 Armanites and their leader, the Master of Cruelties. We just barely manage to defeat them after a long and difficult battle. We get some loot and put up another hut to try and finish a long rest. We take a look inside the vault. Inside the vault, we see a very powerful construct standing guard. He says that we don't have access to the treasure of the vault, but we do find out that we can access a hollow point if we can get past the giant boulder blocking off our path to the rest of the halls. And that was the last thing that we were talking about, was how to get past that boulder.
Alright, thank you for that recap. So... these song selections. Why did I put that as one of the songs? Hang on. Go back to I need to go through this music and get rid of some of it. Okay. So, I believe we were back in the vault area. I think we were about to head back into the previous area.
Yeah, we were going to try and find a way through the boulder. Rob had the idea to use enlarge reduce.
Which we
Okay.
do not have.
And you said you wanted to bring Iara and Carter?
Yes.
Okay.
Nil can have IR. I'll control Carter.
Oh, it looks like you guys need to fix your 8 hit points. They're displaying incorrectly on your tokens anyway.
Yeah, I saw it. I already fixed mine.
Alright.
Just delete the extra 15 and then re-add it. That's what I did.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when you log off and come back on, it screws up. I should really log a bug about that in the database. Alright, so you go back to the Halls of Tarsus, 3 of you. Heading back down the halls into the previous area. Things seem quiet. At least no more demons running around as far as you can tell. What do you want to do?
Well, we'll do just that. We'll head towards the southwestern side, where the boulder is. I think that's where it is.
Oh, wait, I didn't change the, there we go.
Also, another option is, ultimately, of course, we have to remove that boulder. But remember, those demons came from that cave that we stopped exploring. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they came from there, that means that, because remember, we stopped exploring that area to come check out the vault, but we never finished exploring it. So we could
Well,
try to finish exploring that.
for all we know, some of the demons may have gotten out, Carter says. The seal was broken. I know some of them came this way, but I'm a little bit worried about Char.
That is true. Those ghost demons that passed by our hut, we never saw them come back. I almost assumed that the construct killed them, but
Yes, that was a bit
hopefully they didn't
strange,
get out.
Iara says. Maybe they're still hiding in the vault, or like you said, maybe the construct smashed them.
Do you think we should warn him about those before we leave?
He probably knows.
Just in case, let's go ask him about it.
You mean the
Well,
construct?
he did.
Yeah,
He
let's
did
go
want
ask.
us to leave.
But he
Yeah,
calmed
he
down once
seemed
we went.
pretty upset.
He calmed down once we went to a safe distance. I do think it's actually quite important. We should probably tell him.
Iara says, are you worried the ghosts will steal treasure or something?
No, I'm just wanting to know if he actually saw them enter. If he didn't, that means that they're hiding somewhere or escaped. I'm trying to cut off loose ends.
She shrugs and says, well, I mean, we're not too far. We could just head back down the hallway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back down the hallway, and you don't even have to move me. We could do theater of the mind if you want. I would just announce my presence, sort of peek in to the vault door.
Alright, so you head back, and you're going to... Is it just you going?
They could come with me if they want.
I'll say like
Sure.
20 feet behind him.
All right, go
Well,
ahead.
that's not like a big enough head start. So.
Show me where you're going.
Yeah. Give me a light source. I'd like to pull out a torch.
Okay, so you light up one of your torches.
I'll mark myself with a light token. Okay.
I'm gonna stay right here.
I will walk through the disabled traps. And we did not close the vault door, so it shouldn't be locked. Can I just walk through it, like these spaces?
Yeah.
I'll step forward a little bit. I don't see him. I'll say hello.
All right, so you would see the metallic statue still kind of standing over there.
And I'll just I'll say Mr. Construct, are you there?
He would once again light up his eyes and say, "Identify yourselves." Or yourself.
My name is Kaladin Kane. I was here earlier. Do you remember me?
He says, "Why have you returned?"
Only to notify you that last night some ghostly demons seemed to come through this area. I wanted to ask if you fought any ghost demons last night, or if they're still wandering about.
No outsiders were encountered within the vaults. Demons or otherwise.
Can you sense them? If they were in this room, could you sense them?
He says, "I have been tasked with defending the area. Unless someone is attempting to steal from the vault, they are not my enemy. If there were demons here, they would have been taken care of should they have tried to raid this place."
But only if they tried to take treasure.
Since those are my commands, yes. To
I
keep
see.
the contents of the vault secure.
I understand. Well, thank you very much. I'll be on my way again. So I'll go back and, yeah, Nil, there's a strong chance that there are ghosts in there waiting to ambush somebody.
What do you think they want with that place? It's a strange place to hang out if you're a ghost, Carter says.
I honestly have no idea. Maybe they're just waiting for somebody to try to take the treasure and jump them.
You think they're maybe guards or something? Maybe, or at least the undead remnants of some kind of guards. Maybe they were upset we were this close to the vault.
Perhaps. That would be very strange indeed. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know too much about like
You have
ghosts and
religion?
undead. I'll ask Nil
I
about
do.
it. Yeah.
Religious knowledge, yeah, might reveal something here.
I have religion too.
Alright, so...
We are the brain trust.
So, the undead are the remnants of usually humanoids, and while they don't retain their exact memories, they do sometimes maintain feelings or like echoes of what they did in life. So, if these were the corrupted souls of some kind of guards or soldiers, they might still care about keeping the security of this place intact in their own twisted way. It would make sense that being near the vault may have angered them, and now they're kind of in there to help protect it.
Interesting. So if we do get access to the vault via Demi and the Hollow Point, there might still be enemies other than the construct in there.
If they're still there, that would make sense to Nil.
Interesting. That's good to think about. All right. Well, let's continue back through the halls. We need to make a decision. Should we try to find a way to deal with that boulder? Maybe go get some help from somebody who can reduce it, or should we continue exploring those caves since we know demons came out? We've likely dealt with whatever threat would have come out of those caves. But it's I guess we're free to explore it now maybe without danger of demons.
Well, we don't know. There could still be others lurking in there, Carter would say.
Yeah. I say we go get some help to dig out that boulder.
We could try to do that. The only thing is, we
Don't you wizards or clerics, isn't there some way to seal that place up again? Carter says. You have magic. Can't you do something about that?
yeah, it's a good question.
Iris says spellcasting is not always that simple. Neanderthal. He gives her a bit of a look. Says you can't just do whatever you want with magic. I know as much as it seems like you can.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if I stay behind with the hut. But like putting up a wall or something like that, I don't think I have the ability.
Iris says, it sounds a bit dangerous, though. I mean, the hut has been pretty effective in keeping us safe so far. Carter says,
What would it be called?
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think if I can. There's a spell that does that, or if there's a spell I know that does that.
Do you remember those spells that were like protecting from other planar beings that we had to dispel to get you through here?
Yeah, I have protection from energy.
I don't really think that's an option right now. No offense, but whoever set up these protections are probably stronger spellcasters than you two.
Well,
Yeah.
it seemed like they were rune masters that set that up.
That's
And
true.
we don't have knowledge on runes except for the library that's over there. But I doubt I can figure out the runes before it's time for us to go get help.
Yeah. Regardless, right now we have one path that's blocked by an obstacle and one that is pretty much free to explore. I vote caves. Since the demons moved from there, that's where they came from. Whatever they were potentially protecting is now unprotected. So I say we finish clearing out the caves before we continue. Messing with the rock,
Carter says, well, it's, yeah, if there is something still in there, it's probably best we get rid of it before it sneaks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another thing for the security of Jar.
Okay. If that's what y'all want to do. I want to go find help to dig out the rock.
We will. This probably won't take too long.
No, we can do that in the afternoon.
Says, what about that wizard? The elf one. Iara says.
Lyra?
Yes, that was her name. She might be able to help us deal with these demons. It would be nice to have some more firepower.
We could go get her.
Yeah.
She seemed more like a scholar to me, Carter says.
I'm not sure, honestly. She's definitely a spellcaster. At the very least, she could help us examine some of these. You know, like when we do get to finally meet, do get to the Hollow Point, you know, who knows, she might be of assistance.
Alright, so you're heading out of here, you said, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Alright. So you head back to the halls of Tarsus. So I guess where are we going from here? Are we going to the halls, or you want to head somewhere else?
Is Lyra in the halls of Tarsus, or is she above ground?
So at this point, you're not sure. You haven't seen her since she went back to the Blackwater estate. It's been a day, so she could have come back.
Do we want to get Lyra, or just go straight to the caves?
I think we should get her if we're going to get Demi. She could help us past the the boulder.
Well, my vote, I say we put it between a vote between the three of us. My original vote was caves first, Demi later.
Yep.
Because the caves are widely open and available to us. The boulder is an obstacle.
Yep. I'm down for that one.
Well, it seems I am outvoted. So I guess we're going to the caves.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, do we have Rob did mention enlarge, reduce. Do we have that on a scroll? I thought we may have got a scroll of it somewhere.
No.
I do not have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have one.
Let me check the party sheet. This is everything we have. The bag of holding.
I think so.
Got a lot of recipes, but no scrolls. So I'm guessing all the scrolls are actually on people's character sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyra might be able to. Lyra might have that spell. So
Yeah.
that is a possibility. But remember, caves first.
I don't want to take you into the demon thing.
I do still need a light source. I'll remark myself.
Okay.
And
Oh, what's that?
these are we battled here before, remember?
Yeah, no, I just saw a ping.
Alright, so
That's
as
right, blew
you
up.
get to the hallway here, you see someone with a longbow who would see you coming and say, "Stop right there," with his bow out, kind of training an arrow towards you. He says, "Who are you?"
Is it a man or a woman?
It looks like a man. He has a longbow and leather armor.
We're the
Whoa, whoa,
Starry
whoa.
Knights. Who are you?
Kind of lowers his bow. He says, I am one of the servants of Blackwater." And a familiar voice says, "Oh, they're fine. You can let them through." And an elf comes walking up. She says, "I wondered what happened to all of you."
Lyra.
I was
Yeah.
just here with some bodyguards doing research at the library. Some fascinating
Understandable.
books. the guy kind of just nods and goes back to keeping an eye out. She says,
Yes.
we're keeping things safe. There are still undead wandering about, so I have my bodyguards here watching over me as I look through these books.
Yeah. There's worse than undead here too.
We were actually just discussing whether or not to come and get you. There's something you may or may not be able to help us with.
She says, well, I was under strict orders from Blackwater to catalog this library and bring back any books that could be of use for the trip.
Yeah. We believe we have a lead on a demi unit, if you're familiar with the phrase.
She says, yes,
A
those
hollow
are
point?
those magical intelligences that the Rune Masters created, aren't they?
Yes. We believe one lays behind the boulder in a lab to the south.
So it's very exciting. I've never actually encountered one. Do you have a way of getting to it? Do you need to requisition a digging team?
Possibly. However, it may be possible if we're able to reduce the boulder using magic, if you know the spell Enlarge Reduce, which Rob said may work. But it is also, unfortunately, positioned next to a cave full of demons.
Oh, that sounds perilous.
Which,
we didn't encounter any demons yet today.
That's good. Last
That
night
is
there
really
was
good.
there was a large group of quite
Dangerous
powerful demons that we managed to intercept. No, intercept. There we go. Before they managed to make their way out of the hall.
Oh, well, that's good. Outsiders are quite dangerous, especially demons. Creatures of destruction and mayhem. Well, if if the cave is safe, I would love to see I'd love to interact with this demi. I don't know if Enlarge Reduce is a good option for dealing with cave-ins, just because the structure may be less stable, and moving the rocks around without some sort of brace could cause more of a cave-in. At least from what I remember of digging mines and such.
Okay.
And the old
Perhaps
guy
we
here
could-
nods. He says, yeah, if you don't stabilize those, you could bring down more of the roof. And she,
Maybe we could stabilize it before we, put up some bracing before we reduce the boulder.
She says
that a possibility?
teleportation is also an option to get past the blockage, but I know not all of you have such means of travel.
That is true. Calhoun can just go in whenever he wants. We can offer
I
support.
can. Yeah,
Okay.
I can go in with just by myself to try and get hold of it.
Well, you're also the one who would be able to commune with the hollow points, so honestly, that's not a bad idea.
Well,
I say
a wizard in an
Well, go ahead.
unexplored area could be in peril. Lyra says, I don't have the spell Enlarge Reduce. I know that's what you asked me, or at least I don't have it prepared. So, I'm not going to be able to do much to help you.
I could send Ignatius with you. He can fit through very small spaces.
What,
As a
just to set
bodyguard.
him on fire?
Well, he'd have to keep his distance. I say that's the plan. We finish exploring the caves. Once we're done, we send Calhoun through the boulder, and hopefully, he doesn't come running back with something chasing him. Does that sound good with you two?
I'd like a little bit more defense.
Well, how about you summon your construct and I'll summon Ignatius? Then you've got 2 bodyguards.
Yeah, you can also borrow my shield.
I don't know if he can lift that thing now.
I don't know. I can strap it to the back of his head. Maybe block an arrow.
An arrow or 2.
Yeah.
That is an option. You'll be fine, Calvin. Come on, you're a brave adventurer. You're a grand wizard. Nobody
I'm
can.
a scholar.
I don't know any scholar that blows things up nearly as much as you do. You're a warrior. Come on.
You're the man, you the man.
At the first sight of danger, I will be running away.
That is
Yeah.
respectable.
It's
That's
usually
fine.
for the best as a wizard, Lyra says. Well, I need to finish cataloging, but if there's anything I can do to help besides, getting involved in something too complicated, then I'm here for you.
Well, since you're cataloging these books, if you find anything particularly interesting that you think might be of, something that we might want to know about, just do us a favor and let us know.
Yeah. There are still a few locked doors here in the halls of Tarsus we haven't been able to get access to, and we're hoping the Demi can help with that too. But if you want to discover possibly why demons were summoned to this place, what the cave full of demons actually was for, and
Well, from what I gathered, from at least my own knowledge of history, I think during the last cataclysm, while the people, or some of the Tharians, were hiding out down here, a war occurred where a bunch of followers of Orcus came in and I think basically overran the place, forcing a retreat of the Tharians. That's why it was infested by a bunch of demons and undead when we got here. Orcus is the demon god of the undead.
oh, very boring. Yeah, we did meet one of their followers.
This is boring.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite fascinating. I love studying old religions and different belief systems. But yeah, that's why there were so many demons and undead in here, because of the attack.
It's just such a misapplied use of faith.
She says, "Oh, maybe we should speak sometime, Nil. I know that you are quite religious, but I guess we've never talked much about it. I'd be
Yes, okay.
interested in learning more of your beliefs."
Yes, and maybe, yeah, yeah, yeah. My God is more of a concept. Not sure it has a name yet, or at least one it hasn't revealed to me. But it is up there, always watching, getting
Interesting.
closer.
Well, we should talk about it later. She says,
Yes.
maybe after you finish with the cave-in. I'll be here.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. I will see you this afternoon if you want to head down to the cave.
Farewell for now. Stay safe.
Yeah. Scream if you need help.
Carter says, I still don't know about working with these Blackwater mercenaries. He's done some pretty shady stuff. I don't know if we should be trusting him.
Yes.
He
But,
definitely has, yeah.
I trust us to do the right thing, and as long as we're in the room, we can have some impact. He was prepared to plunge this town, or he was interested in bringing two pretty dangerous factions into Char as it is, without proper supervision. Who knows what other naive mistakes he may make?
Alright, so I think this is still powered. You blew up the skeleton, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one was standing
Or
next
no,
to
you didn't blow it up.
Yeah.
You transferred the energy.
Yeah.
So
Which
yeah,
we didn't
this
even
one
know we
is,
could do at the time.
So yeah, the skeleton is still there.
Imagine if it's just summoning like a demon portal in the cave below. That's what these runes lead to. He's just accidentally just turned it on this whole time.
I seriously doubt that. I think the demons came through once we took off the magical protections from the gaping hole in the wall.
Well, yeah,
Where
but
we
maybe
fought
this.
demons.
Well, yeah, that's where they came out of. But maybe this summons them in the cave.
I mean, I can't
I
say
don't
that
know.
you're wrong, but I
I,
most certainly think you are.
I'm not a room monster. No offense.
I'm not either.
That's true. Is it if you want?
Alright, so you're heading into the
Can I try
cave.
lifting the boulder? Does there anything happen?
No, it's too
Lifting-
big.
Yeah, the boulder
lifting
is
the rock.
it's pretty
I can lift
heavy.
up to 500 pounds, I think, or 1,500.
Yeah, boulder's like several tons.
Yeah,
Solid stone
not
is very
1.5
heavy.
tons. Okay,
I would
that's
say it's probably more than that. So
fine. Okay.
you grab at it and like try to shift it, but it's also like has a bunch more rocks on top of it, and it does look like it might cave in more if you're not careful.
Okay.
You think survival might help in clearing this, but it would also take time and probably the correct tools.
That's fair. Okay.
Alright, so
a
we're
job
heading
for
into
many
the
men.
cave.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
back into the demon caves. Alright. So you're basically just kind of searching the area for demons or anything else of interest, right?
Yeah, so we cleared out the first part of the cave, but then we realised it may go deeper, and that's when we turned back. So we're going to head back to that point and then go further down, but make sure there's like no demons on the way.
Alright.
Yeah. And this time, dodge the Chasme. I assume there's now quite a fresh scar in Kaladin's side.
Yeah. There's probably a massive scar where I got hit by the Chasme crit.
Alright. So I guess give me probably perception checks to explore this area.
Right?
This is
Perception.
probably
I'm no-
over a couple of hours.
18 is not too bad.
Alright, so yeah, there's a fairly large system of caves back here. You find evidence of things that may have been moving around, but you're not finding any more demons. You get back to what may have been sort of a lair area, which has a bunch of kind of odd-looking markings all over it. Arcana might tell you something about this.
Very
Well,
So the markings may have been part of some sort of portal that existed at one time, though it looks like it was destroyed. This could be where at least some of the demons that attacked this place came in from. You also would note that originally the entrance into the halls of Tarsus from the cave might not have been open, and that the demons may have used some sort of magic to maybe come in secretly, like breaking into the southern lab without the people who live there even knowing.
Well, so they made this cave entrance basically and invaded from here.
Yeah, someone or something summoned the demons into the cave system and then used it to attack Tarsus from the south. That would be your guess. Doesn't seem like there's much back here now. And yeah, it seems like the demons might be all gone. Because you've been over the caves pretty thoroughly. And it took you about 3 hours. And you haven't found anything. You can roll again if you want. That'll probably take the rest of the day if you want to keep searching. But your initial survey, you found nothing. Just the remnants.
You said we made it to like a lair place. Was there any potential like loot there? Or treasure?
No, this just seemed like where the demons would congregate while they were trapped here. I guess you could use survival maybe to learn more.
I'm not really a survival guy. I could try for it.
Well, if anyone has it.
I don't have the thing. Is
Carter-
Carter a survival man? He
Carter
seems like a
might have it, I
survival
don't
man.
know.
I do not.
Could check his sheet.
He
Uh,
does. He does.
Alright, go ahead. Let Carter take
Natural
a
20.
look.
That would be a 24 because he has +4 to survival.
Oh,
Just didn't add it.
why don't you
It
click
must
the...
have whispered.
I clicked it from his skills, and it says it has a +4, but it didn't add the +4 to the roll.
Oh. Yeah, it's not adding any of the things. Weird. Alright, well, he says, yeah, these tracks account for most of the demons we encountered. Obviously, the Chaz may fly, so they're going to leave less markings, but I think we may have cleared it out. I think the creatures that were back here were all taken care of. He says if they had any loot that they hid somewhere, we may have missed it, but I think as far as the demons go, it doesn't seem like any escaped. At least none that I'm seeing tracks for.
that's good news, I guess.
Says,
So
yeah,
it's safe to
demons.
assume-
Demons would have not been good to get out of here and get into town.
No.
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to stop them from leaving this place, even as weak as we are. That was probably the most dangerous thing I've ever done.
Says,
And I do a lot of
well,
dangerous stuff.
So far.
I never actually faced demons before, at least not this directly. Most I've been doing was hunting down mercenaries from the Iron Tide, maybe some small jobs on the side, but you guys have definitely upped the ante in the things I've been dealing with.
Well, if it's safe to assume this place is safe, and we're not worried about treasure, Calroon, do you want to go past the boulder?
Well, might as well.
Once you're on the other side, you can summon your construct, and if you want, I can send Ignatius with you, but you're not going to be able to stand close to him.
Okay. He'll lead the charge.
Right. Alright, so it's about 12:30, I believe, and you're gonna head back.
Well, he's
Head
He's
back
heading
to the
to,
halls of Tarsus.
yes.
Alright, give me a moment.
All right. I just want to say, when I speak with Demi, I am going to ask it to deactivate the door that is currently sealed in that same room. So when I do that, you guys are probably going to be in for a fight.
That's fine. We'll hold it here till the thing. I can also give you Shield of Faith before you go past the barrier.
I think that only lasts a minute.
I lost 10.
Oh, never mind.
So if he's quick with it.
Well, wait. If he's opening a door with demons potentially behind it, then you should save your combat stuff for us.
Well, you say that, but as I've established, I don't die here, and he very well might. Although I do believe in you.
Thank you.
Yeah. My vision of my death that I have been tormented with for the best part of my life is vague on my companions at the end.
Well, that
Fair
doesn't
enough.
inspire confidence, Carter says.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly people there.
Alright, so how are you getting past the cave-in?
Uh, I can like look through cracks in there, and I can see the other side, right?
Yeah, you see a dark, dusty hallway.
All right, and I do have dark vision, so I don't need a light source or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like
I'm
with your dark vision, about 50 or so feet down the hall, there is a door that's closed.
Oh.
all right. I am going to. Oh, I have a +2 to AC right now. Cool. I am going to use Misty Step, and I am going to kind of just warp my way into there.
Alright, so you are going to poof through. Reappearing on the other side. Alright, so you reappear on the other side of the boulders. Now in the dark, dusty hallway.
All right. I am going to use now my 4th level spell, and I am going to summon Construct.
Okay.
Bring him out real quick. Summon him about right there. And I am also going to cast oh, where is it?
Could we get vision so we can watch him? Is that alright?
Yeah.
All right. I'm also going to cast Stone Cunning on myself. So I have Tremor Sense.
Alright.
All right. I am going to kind of walk up to the door. Do I feel anything moving behind the door?
So as you are walking forward, suddenly the ground gives way.
And my construct. Okay, so my construct's gone.
Give me a saving throw for your construct, deck save, or an athletics check for him to try to grab on. Well, for this it would be a saving throw, a deck save.
All right. Trying to do this from his sheet. Just gonna click.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just the ground gives way and he just kind of plunges down into darkness. You hear crashing as he smacks into a bunch of walls, falling into the chasm.
There goes my protection.
Wait, does this concentration break? Like, is it definitely gone?
Oh yeah, no, it's dead. It's dead.
So yeah, the looks like this ground is not entirely stable. That said, there is enough of a ledge that you could make your way over carefully.
I'll say, Calroon, is everything alright?
Oh, we hear the crash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely
My
heard it like.
golem. My golem. It's gone.
Do you want me to
Oh.
send Ignatius through?
Not yet. This is a narrow hallway, and I don't want to get burnt.
Okay, yell for it if you want it.
No, I will. I carefully make my way along the edge.
Okay, so
Very
you
slowly.
move along the edges there, the floor cracking slightly as you do, but it's still stable enough to get you across. And now that you are closer, you see these double doors. They seem pretty sturdy. Probably looks like some kind of steel door.
Do I feel anything behind them? Like anything moving?
No, the room is completely quiet as far as you can tell.
All right. I try and open the doors. Are they locked?
Yes, the door is locked.
Well, I don't feel anything be on the other side. I'm assuming there's nothing on the other side. Um, all right. I'm going to use my spell knock. It's going to make a loud noise, and I'm going to unlock the door.
Okay. You are casting your spell.
And it does specifically say when you cast the spell, a loud knock audible from as far as 300 feet emanates from the target object.
So there is a loud knocking noise. And you hear a click come from the door.
That is so cool.
All right.
You believe it is open.
I open the door.
Alright, so the door pushes inward, the large double doors, revealing a room. You would
All
see
right.
several large statues in here, and some sort of. Well, I think you've seen the pedestals before at the other magical laboratory. It looks like an obsidian-topped pedestal, and yeah, like a large circle similar to the one that was seen at the Alcavian labs. There are some bones on the floor in here that look very old. There's some chests in the back of the room, and 4 stone statues that look like dwarven warriors, keeping vigil over the room. You would
I like
guess
the
that
statue.
the obsidian pillar is probably the demi.
Does it look powered or does it look dead?
So there is a glow to the top of the obsidian obsidian base of the pillar. So it might be getting power from the pillars that you had powered. This pedestal.
All right. Can I make like a check to see if there's any like traps in here?
You can do a perception.
No, that's no good. Nope. It looks completely safe. Eesh. All right.
Yeah, you don't see
I'm
any issues.
I'm gonna wearily take a few steps forward, being careful about kind of like where I step, see if anything happens. And from the last time I seen Demi, was I standing in the circle or did I have to go touch the?
Oh, you would also see these large crystals, which seem to be giving off light.
All right. Um, can I do like an Arcana check to see what they are exactly?
If you want to go examine them, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go walk up to this one and examine it.
So the crystal is kind of contained in what looks like a torch bracket. It seems to be an object with continual light cast on it. However, the glass mirrors inside seem to be extending the range of the light spell, making it go out to 30 feet instead of 20, almost like a lantern. Looks like some kind of mechanical device, maybe created by an artificer.
Okay. Then I'm going to go into the center of this ring.
Okay. You actually would probably know this circle is meant for teleporting, but it would have to be powered or turned on.
Okay. Then I am going to walk past the skeletons that are on the ground. And I am going to try and get in contact with Demi.
Alright, so as you approach, the top of the pillar turns into what looks like a hand imprint. There's like a glowing light that appears in the shape of a hand.
I place my hand on it.
Alright, so you feel strange for a moment as everything sort of fades away, and you are floating in a familiar, starry nothingness. There's a pulse of light that winks in next to you and says, greetings. I am the Demi of the Halls of Tarsus.
Hello, Demi. My name is Calroon Barrelgrip. I have been given access to the Alcadian labs, and I am going through trying to clear the halls of Tarsus from all of the demon scourges that are in it. What is the current level of um, demons left in this place?
She says, your identity has been recorded. Are you a descendant of the Rune Master? What was your ancestor's name?
I do not have it written down.
Did we come up with one, or did we just say you were related to one?
I think I was late for that session, and you guys figured that out before I came in.
Well, I don't know if we talked
I don't
about
quite
it.
remember. I don't think we talked about it.
They definitely have the same last name, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Says, are you a descendant of the Rune Master Xavier Barrelgrip?
Yes, I am.
All right, your heritage and identification have been recorded. Um, Unfortunately, I can give limited information based on your credentials. I can say that the Halls of Tarsus is currently in a lockdown due to demonic invasion, as well as cultist activity, which has resulted in the deaths of many. Several key areas have been sealed, but undead and demons still wander the area.
We are in the process of clearing out the devils and undead in this area. Um, can I have access to the sealed room across from the lab that we were just in? The battery room?
It's not recommended that you engage with the demons. Such forces should be handled by rune masters and mercenaries. During the lockdown, you should find a place of safety and await rescue. Those are the guidelines for this situation.
I am with the mercenaries currently dealing with these demonic forces. We need access to that room in order to clear it.
The area to the east of the laboratory has been sealed due to a demonic portal inside. Uh, the lockdown must stay in effect until a specialist can come and close the portal. She says, for now, the area must remain sealed for threat of further demonic incursion. An active portal into this world is extremely dangerous.
We have a specialist currently with us to seal the portal that is in there.
Do you have anything else that might give you credentials?
Uh,
Let's see. I have access to the Alcadian labs, and we cleared the demons out of that place.
No, so I don't think you have any items that would help you here. So she would say your
we have the
level.
ring.
What?
Sorry, the ring for the library from the Alcavian labs. Were you there for that? Was that?
I was there for that, but I don't know if I was the one who was given the ring.
Okay.
I think I have the library ring, but I don't know if it would help him.
Well, you could at least try it. I don't know.
What ring are you
I feel
talking
like
about?
A library ring that we got from the other labs.
What did it do?
it just granted access to the library. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's just like the signet ring for that library that gave you access there. So it was at least proof that he did go there and was given access by this other
all right.
stronghold. So that may help or something. But
Yeah, it
I don't
might.
know.
But for now, the Demi would say you wouldn't have permissions to unseal the defensive wall of force that has been erected. My apologies. Is there something else I could help you with, though?
Hmm. Shoot. What other method could be used to get in there? Because me, my party, and mercenaries are here to clear the demonic forces. You are not giving us access to it, and this is what we are here to do, to reclaim the labs.
So I'm sorry. I know it must be frustrating. The best course of action would be to speak with the rune masters to obtain the needed access.
Are
I've
there
got a
any rune masters left?
She says it is unlikely due to the large amount of time, though I don't have the exact records of the descendants of the rune masters. Due to the
I have a
lifespan of a dwarf, none of the current rune masters would still be living.
So I need permission from someone that's dead.
She says, most likely you would have to contact the tower. She says,
Where?
unfortunately, the teleportation to the tower is not currently active for unknown reasons.
All right. I doubt it would be possible, but could I have access to the vault?
She says, with your level of permissions, the vault would not be accessible. She says, there is also a lock on taking any of the items in this room. Be advised, this room is under the protection by guardians, so do not touch any of the valuables left behind.
In this room?
That's correct. She says the vault as well is under protection, and only authorized persons can access those treasures.
In order to get access, you said I needed to go to this tower. Where is the location of this tower?
She says the exact location is unknown. The portal, if if the hollow point of the tower is reactivated, a portal could be established. But I'm not sensing a current connection, meaning the tower's Hollow Point isn't powered or has been deactivated for some reason. I only currently see the Alcavian Labs as a possible teleportation destination. Would you like a portal there?
Um, no, not yet.
Very well. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Um,
DM, could you tell me if we're correct? There was a dead body of a dwarf that was covered in a force field at
Yes,
the entrance of these halls, right?
right outside the halls of Tarsus.
hmm.
You might be able to remove that force field. I don't know.
No, there's nothing at this moment that I can think of. I will be leaving now.
Says very well. Be cautious moving around the halls, as the status of the demons is unknown. Uh, and if you need assistance, please check with the rune masters or the tower. And you would
Understood.
suddenly reawaken as your eyes kind of come back to you, and you're standing in the room.
All right. Well, I'm not touching any of the valuables in this place because I don't want to die. So I'm going to head back.
Yeah, when you come back, I would
Don't
tell you,
teleport through the gap.
yeah,
We can
don't.
just speed through the gap first.
Um,
How'd it go?
Um, not very well. I was not granted access to the Arcadian or to the halls of Tarsus, unfortunately. I don't have the correct um
No, stop.
uh credentials. In order to get these correct credentials, I would need to go to a place called the Tower and speak to the rune masters there, although it is most likely they are long gone. Unfortunately, since it was not giving me access, I was unable to open this sealed gate up here or get
Uh,
access to the vault.
yes. I feel like you need to be more bold with Demi. I think you need to lay out your case that you are the inheritor of the Rune Masters and that you need access to the vaults to continue their work and bring them back in this day and age, even if it's on a temporary basis until a more senior Rune Master can resolve the difference.
Carter
That would be
says,
fine.
how did we get the access in the library?
uh, did you force your way through? Calvin, is that possible? Can you force your way through?
Uh,
Um,
Like, force it to give you access, essentially.
I'm not sure.
You should try, perhaps, manipulating the magic, when you're in there. See if you might be able to, uh, break your way in a sense.
yeah.
But also, me and Nil were reminded there is the body of a deceased dwarf right outside of the halls that's covered in a force field. Uh, we weren't able to access that body. Maybe you'd be able to remove that force field without permissions. It's possible. And then we could, from this side, uh, investigate the body. Maybe there's something useful on it.
That I did also have a thought of there was the ring we found in the Alcavian labs.
The
Or
library ring?
yes,
I could pass it. Yeah, I'll pass it through the crack. I'll toss it.
Oh, did
that,
you not teleport back? I thought you teleported back to the other side.
No,
No, I
we're
was
talking
speaking through the
through the
cracks.
rock.
Oh, okay.
We're giving him a pep talk.
I'll never
You go
mind.
back in there and you show them what you can do. You are worthy of being a room master. Don't take no for an answer.
I will throw him the library ring. And the library ring, by the way, has a marked session of session 11. So if you want to know exactly what it is, that's the session it was marked from. I do have to go to the
See if
bathroom.
y'all can't find anything on that dwarf that was sealed.
Well, it's
You can't
covered
do
in
it.
a force field, so you're gonna have to remove the force field. You're gonna have to tell Demi to remove it. And if Demi doesn't listen, then try to force your way through if you can somehow manipulate the magic in there.
All right.
Or presenting it a reasonable, logical argument of them not existing anymore. So you granting you on a temporary basis to help restore order is in the best interest of the rune masters. It may be amenable to such magic recoding.
Would you guys be okay taking a 5-minute or 5 to 10 minute break?
Yeah, we could take a break.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Before round 2.
Yeah.
Cool. Be right back then.
Yep, I will too. I'm back.
I did just think maybe that library ring was from the tomb, not the labs. The one you first found me in. It might be from that instead.
Do you have notes from session 11? I don't know if you keep notes.
We can count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we continue into the dark miasma. Bell uses the gust. You find a scroll. We continue to find a crystal that's emitting the thing. Going through a door. You find a room with hobgoblin corpses. We go back. Uh, 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 sorry.
All right, I am back.
Yeah. Yeah, so we find the ring in the place. So I think it is from the crypt.
So not from the Alcavian Labs.
Yeah. I'm trying to just think if there's anything that we took from the place. You may just have to force the issue or ask it to connect to the Alcavian Labs, Demi. It can probably communicate with itself and see if you did talk to it there. And say that you did handle the demon threat and did get rid of the, not the Balrog, what's it called? Is it a Balrog? Is that what it's
With the
called?
whip? The fire
Yeah.
whip? Yeah. That is a Balrog.
Okay.
That's the
Crazy.
one we turned into a crystal.
Yes, and it's currently in the bag.
We have a Balrog in a bag.
Yeah.
That's terrible. All right. I go and I put my hand back on the spot.
Yeah.
Alright, you're reconnecting to the hollow point.
Yes.
Alright, so once again, you would be in the dark nothingness. What are you gonna do? The Demi would appear.
Yeah. Demi, you are connected here to the halls of Tarsus, correct?
She says, yes,
Is
I
it
am
possible?
in charge of the running of the halls and the security systems and other such things.
Make contact with the Demi of the Alcadian Labs.
She says, for what purpose?
To show the proof that we have dealt with these demons before. There are no more rune masters left. We need access to this building, even if it's temporary access, to finish clearing out this demon threat. And we need proof that we're able to do that. I believe once you connect with the Demi of the Alcadian Labs, you will see that it is well within our bounds to deal with this demonoid threat that is here.
Says, well, the permissions of one area can't be transferred to another. They have to be granted by someone with the power to do so. I could doubt, or I could see your actions within the Alcavian labs, but that wouldn't change your status here.
Would it be possible for us to get temporary access?
She says, well, you start with the basic access to the hall, which mostly grants information on certain topics, as well as limited access to the teleporter.
Do I have basic access to this, to the halls of Tarsus?
That is correct, yes. All users of the Hollow Point have basic access.
what is the next step other than going to the tower to get access from there?
She says you would have to be granted access by a rune master, someone who already has the permissions of the halls of Tarsus. She says there is a less legal way of doing so, um, though it is prohibited by the tower. A rune master's signet ring can be used to gain access to certain functions, even if that signet ring does not is not being used by its owner.
I pull out that ring that was given to me. Is this one of those signet rings?
This is the library one.
Yeah, so I did look back at the notes. I think it's from the crypt, not the
Yeah.
Alcavian lab.
So you actually wouldn't, or it doesn't seem like you have any of your items while you're in here. It might be a special item that would appear inside the hollow, but yeah, you don't seem to have any of your stuff. So you're guessing that ring is probably not one of the items that would grant permissions.
What about the dwarf that has had that field put around it at the entrance of the slabs? Do you have connections to the field around that?
She says the dwarf was tapping into the magics of the halls of Tarsus to create his force field. Um, his magic use was not sanctioned. I am aware of its presence. Yes.
Since it is not sanctioned, can you dispel that force field around him?
She says I can, though. If I do, it might put him in danger.
He is already dead.
So she goes quiet for a second. She says, "Let me confirm some of what you're saying." And then a moment later, she says, "The uh, the magic was set up on a very short or a very quick ritual that was cast. Um, uh, Manipulating the runes would be one way that it could be brought down." She says, "I myself don't have access because it's not an official magical effect, but I can give you access if you'd like to try to shut it down manually."
Yes, please give me access.
So there is a kind of glowing set of patterns that appears in the air and is kind of shifting. And you remember this from those rune boxes you opened. You think this is going to be some kind of contest. She says, "Warning, there were defenses set up. So failing to dispel this within a timely manner could result in damage or death to the accessor."
All right. I start trying to dispel the runes that are there.
Alright, so you would have to make an Arcana check to match up the runes and make them vanish to get through the defenses. Alright, so the first set you get pretty easily, quickly moving several around, having them disappear. And as you finish, a green light appears above the symbols. the first green light, and they start moving quicker, making it a bit more difficult. I need another Arcana check, DC 20. Alright, so you're messing with it, but this time you get a little confused and are unable to decipher it right away, and a red light will now appear above these symbols as they continue going the same speed. So you can do another attempt if you want. Alright, so you are able to get a second green light. The symbols then reset, and there is a final check. The DC is 25.
Use inspiration points if you've got them to use, or use one at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna use an inspiration point.
Okay, so +2 to the roll.
All right.
Ooh, alright, so a second red light appears as you start feeling a surge of energy flowing around you. And you can tell you might be in trouble. There's 2 red lights now and 2 green. You think you have one more shot at this.
Can I use more than one inspiration point?
No, you'd
Okay.
have to have something like an enhance ability. You can only use 1 inspiration point per check.
I'm going to use. Can I use another one?
Yeah, you can make another check with inspiration, so another +2.
Come on, I need a roll. Big.
Oh, alright. So you feel yourself being jaunted by a bunch of psychic energy, taking 34 damage, and you suddenly awaken on the floor in the room here as you are shunted out. Your brain
I wonder if I can try that again.
having a kind of a nasty headache.
And how much damage did that deal me?
34. So you're bleeding from your nose a bit from the psychic energies.
Huh.
What do you want to do? That was a very difficult third step of the puzzle. Whoever put this defense in place was fairly talented.
All right. Skeleton. All right. I am going to go back to the crack. I'm not going to walk through it, or I'm not going to teleport through it.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask if anyone has anything that can help me with a puzzle.
Hmm. I have blessed.
Bless doesn't affect skill checks.
I do.
Yeah, I imagine guidance right now. Would that be the only thing you can do?
Yeah, but that only lasts for one. I don't. He has to be quite quick running back. 1 second.
It's not a far trip. I'm sure I can get there within a minute.
But I take it you don't have enhance ability prepared.
It
It is a
I
cleric
do
spell.
not. Yeah. Yeah, and I can only do it on a long rest. No.
You do look a little bit hurt,
Yeah,
Kelleran.
the trap is quite formidable.
Maybe you should heal him while you can see him. At the
Yes.
very least, that'll help.
Yeah. I can't touch him for cure wounds.
Maybe a healing word?
Yeah, I can heal a word at 3rd level.
That's 11 points.
23.
Sweet.
And
All
then I
right.
also do one at 2nd level, if you're still looking at. That's 14. So yeah, like,
Alright, so you're feeling
14.
much better.
Much better. Oops. All right. I am.
Maybe, is it, DM, is it feasible for him to get a guidance and make it back in time to use it?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably only about like 30 seconds to get over there, and guidance lasts for a couple of minutes, right?
1 minute.
1 minute.
So if you went quickly, you could probably do it. We'd only give him a D4, but
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
alright, is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Alright, so you get your guidance quickly going back over, and
Putting my hand in.
restarting the puzzle, trying to get through it. So yeah, once
Yep.
again, give me a D20 Arcana check for the first part of the puzzle, plus a D4.
Really.
Ooh, alright, so that, well, no, that is definitely going to fail. So you get 1 red light, but you have more, 2 more attempts.
Yep. All right.
DC is 15. Okay, so that would make the first part of the puzzle. DC is now 20 for the second part. D4, that is going to make it. And now the last part would be the 25.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
There it is.
you finally managed to break through, and you do have the option to deactivate his force field. Your other option is to strengthen it, and there is another option to channel it back into the magical energies, which would technically deactivate it as well.
Channel it back to the magical, or just never mind. Just completely deactivate it.
Okay, so the spell would go away, and the setup is completely gone. You think you should be able to get to the skeleton now.
I run my way over here, and I say through the blocks. I'm not going to go through it, but I'm going to say to them, quickly go to that dwarven skeleton and grab anything that might help me. I'm looking specifically for a ring.
Okay.
On it.
Yeah. I'll sprint using my move
Yeah.
speed.
Exactly. And I'll move quickly and swiftly, loudly behind him.
Like a tank.
Yeah, exactly. Tell them of my coming, Kaladin. Warn them of my impending arrival.
I think they can hear you. I don't need to warn them.
Clang, clang, clang.
So
I
you
already
head.
just see 2 people run by really quick.
Yeah, she just sees you guys run past the library. Alright, well, you head back to the entryway, and indeed the skeleton is no longer surrounded by a force field.
Okay.
Seems like the only things he has on him that aren't dust are his robes and a ring.
Yeah. I will take the robes and the ring.
Okay.
Do you mind, since we're gonna be taking from the dead, giving him some final rites?
I can do, yes.
You're guessing these are both magical because they haven't deteriorated.
What session are we? And ring question mark. Okay. I don't have identify, but I think Kaladin can do it. Okay. I've added those to my sheet. I'm not familiar with the dwarven customs at the moment. I can bring him back inside the halls of Parthos. We can lay him in one of the labs. It seems he was holding out from the demons. He may want to return now they're no longer there, so I'll carry those two inside, and then we'll head back to Kalroon.
You have religion. Maybe you can do a check to remember the dwarven rites.
Yes, I mean I can see how much I know about dwarves. Not a fair bit.
So yeah, you know a couple of prayers of Moradin that you can use.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. As I
Does he know like where he would want his body, like according to the customs?
Well, dwarves are usually buried in tombs. At least the warriors are. They don't usually do cremations unless it's in the thick of combat, like a war or something. So the normal, ordinary thing would be to bury him somewhere.
So
Okay.
maybe the halls would be appropriate for that.
Yeah, you can bury him in there, or where he made his last stand. That's also thematically appropriate. I suppose.
All right. So you say the prayers over the deceased, and what
Yep.
else are you doing?
I'll make a note. I'll carry him back into the halls of Tarsus. That's what I'll sort out where to
Like,
bury him in there
just
later.
collect all the bones and bring him into the halls?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you take some time getting all the bones together and finishing your prayers. It's now about 1:30. Returning to the halls of Tarsus. What are you doing there?
Yes. Return to Calroon and say we have the robe from the thing, and he was wearing a ring. That was the only other thing there. So I'll leave it.
Give me the ring. Let me see the ring.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I like reach through the rocks and grab it?
But we can toss it to you.
Yeah, you can hand it in.
Or you could tentacle arm it through.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Alright, so they pass you this magical ring, which does have a signet on it.
Do I recognize the signet?
Give me a history check.
Wait, do I? I don't have that quest anymore, do I?
No, that would be gone at this point. You don't recognize the signet. It does look very much like one of the old Rune Master houses. You can't remember which one, though. But,
Nah, well,
yeah.
I got what I needed. I go back to Demi.
Okay. Alright, so you, I assume, put on the ring?
Yes.
Alright, it would glow as you put it on your finger and then kind of fade out.
Okay. Do you want to add that ring question mark to your sheet, just so I delete it off mine?
Yes, I will.
Okay, cool. You have the special room.
The unknown ring. Okay. So, what do? You put your hand on the pedestal and re-enter.
Yep, I look at my hand and I see if the ring is still on there.
It is. And something else strange, there is another dwarf floating next to you. And he would say, Barrel Grip. Wait, you're not Barrel Grip. Who are you?
I am the ancestor of Barrel Grip. My name is Calroon Barrel Grip, and
He says, well, it took you damn long enough to get me out of the force field. I'm assuming we won the war. He says, am I ready to be put into a construct body, a warforged? He says, I feel like I've been in there for several weeks.
It's been a bit longer than that.
He says, wait a minute. You're wearing strange clothes. He says, how long was I in the ring?
From what I can tell, it's probably been centuries.
He says, what happened? What happened to Tarsus?
It would appear we lost the war.
So
Most places and most of the waypoints have been disabled and overrun by demons.
So what about the others then? I mean, what about the tower?
I don't have any information on the tower.
Says, so I guess who are you? You said you're a descendant of Barrel Grip. Do you know him?
Yes.
Like, if it's been centuries.
Calroon Barrel Grip. I am the ancestor of Rune Master.
He says, well, I'm Torgen Kursk, Rune Master Torgen Kursk. I was the bones you probably found in that force field. How'd you get that open anyway?
There was a bit of issue with getting that open, but I had to basically override the systems that was keeping it protected.
Says, yeah, I put that in place when I made the force field. You must be fairly decent to get past my traps. He says,
it was difficult, and it was difficult. I did manage to get through it, though, and I was able to collect your ring. You were saying you needed to be put in the body of a warforged?
Says, yeah, well, a lot of times for the more prominent rune masters, when we die, our rings absorb our consciousness, and we can later be put into different vessels. This is not every rune master, mind you, but I'm one of the more, I guess I was one of the more famous ones. This is definitely less than ideal. He says, so I mean, if you bring me to the tower, they can probably explain to you. It's not as well a known practice for those who aren't in the inner circle.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't know the location of the tower. Could you inform me where it is located, where it's at, in comparison to the Alcadians or the Halls of Tarsus?
He says, well, I mean, if you power up the well, obviously you powered up the demi unit. He says, or the hollow point. He says, looking around. He says, just open a portal to it.
The portals between the different waypoints are currently broken. So far, we have only opened up the halls of Tarsus and the Alcadian labs.
This is really the tower's deactivated.
Yes.
Never even seen that. Oh, that's a pickle. He says, if that is true, then yeah, I don't really know much about what would have happened for them to turn those off. Something serious. Says now I don't know the current location of the tower. They were moving it around a lot. I mean, it might still be in the swamplands, but I doubt it. Especially if we were at war and as much time as you said passed. If the war wasn't going well, they probably moved it again.
Was there some sort of system they used to move it between location and location?
He says, well,
You seem well versed in this.
yeah, well, I mean, I spent a good amount of time there. Gravok was a very powerful magical tower that could teleport itself, even through planes. But, yeah, I don't really... I mean, they could have brought it anywhere. The only requirement was that there be space for it to stand. So someplace with flat ground and a secure base. But, I mean, yeah, it could really be anywhere.
But you said the last known location was in the swamplands.
Says, yeah, there was an area of the swamps where the dirt was pretty secure, and we had the tower stay in there. Says, but I don't know if it's still there. So, why did you bring me to the hollow point then? What's going on?
Currently the halls of Tarsus are overrun by
Actually,
demonic forces.
sorry, I need to use the restroom. Give me one moment. I'll be back.
Okay.
Can't say I was expecting this.
Yeah, cool. We need to get him on side. Okay, you need to say we'll find out what happened in the other places and turn as many of the cannon line, but we need access to the halls of Tarsus and the vault to help us.
Yeah, that was going to be the next
He's
step about it.
he's a good guy. Also ask what robe he was wearing. We may be able to get a free identifier. And you could also ask where he'd want to be buried with his bones.
I will do that.
Yeah. Do you have identify? I think so.
I do have identify.
Yeah, cool. We can sort that robe out once we fight these demons in the last room possible. And also access to the 2 chests in that room too. What a helpful man this Tursk is going to be. What a friend.
Mm-hmm. What was it? Targan Cursed?
Yeah. Quite interesting technology to just put yourself into a ring when stuff's not going well.
Yeah, I think Calroom might do that actually.
Yes. If you manage to figure it out, you could let me know. It might help avoid my inevitable demise.
It will. And I will ask about the technologies about this another day.
Yeah.
But we need to figure out this demon situation and get it sorted out.
Yes. Very much so.
All right. Ask about the robe, where to bury the bones, and
Yep.
access to the halls of Tarsus.
Yeah, and say that we plan on exploring these places. We're heading down into Where are we going? Is it? Or no? Where's the vault? Wherever we're going for Blackwater. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You might have a mystical ring you can talk to. That might be quite fun.
Well, I can only equip one ring at a time, and
What ring do you have on at the moment? Ring of
It gives
protection.
me ring of protection.
Okay. I don't know. It depends if it's just like it has no out of combat benefit. You might just be allowed to wear it. So it's functionally like the same.
Mhm.
Saves a lot of hot swapping. Yeah. I just need a sentient item to talk to now. Not that you aren't great company.
Yeah.
Are any of you near any of the Club World Cup games?
What's up?
Are any of you located near any of the Club World Cup games? Do you see any fans of the tournament for the football soccer thing? Been watching it.
No,
It's quite
we're both in Tennessee.
okay. That's probably
Yeah, I don't think they're having anything up in Nashville.
no. I think I've seen it's in Atlanta, New Jersey. I think it's one, and then Miami.
Not too far from Atlanta. Like I've gone to Atlanta to do to go to concerts and stuff before. So
Yeah, the one in
Yeah,
Atlanta
it's
was
not
in
a long
that
drive.
indoor stadium. I think. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like air conditioned. It's all inside. Looked crazy.
awesome.
Also,
Yep.
I have noticed none of your stadiums have roofs.
Some of them.
Yeah,
do.
but yeah. So if it's either all enclosed or none of it has any roofs. But
Yeah.
in England, the football stadiums, the seating has roofs and stuff, but the pitch is open. It's kind of how it goes usually.
I
The
see.
players
Well-
usually get wet, but it did cause one of the games to be delayed for like 50 minutes because there was a lightning storm warning, and they just couldn't do it while it was active. So because there's nothing in the way. It was
Yeah.
very strange.
Well,
Yeah,
ours are about the same way, and I think some of our stadiums here in the States, the roofs can open and close.
All right, sorry about that.
you're good.
Oh, you could.
All right, so what was I saying? Oh, he was asking you about kind of who you were and what you were doing here, right?
Yeah, and I was explaining we were taking care of the demon threat. But I wanted to ask you, Kirst, the bones that used to be your body, how would you like us to properly um, tend to them and give you the proper burial?
My bones. Yeah. Oh, I'm not very religious. I guess just put him in a grave or something. He
All right,
shrugs.
we can do
Says,
that.
I don't need him anymore.
We can do that very easily. And the two items you had on you that didn't um, disappear, I'm assuming they're magical, was this ring for one and your robe. What was the deal with the robe? What kind of robe is that?
He says, yeah, they're both magical. The ring is a ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
It also has the ability to store a soul if one dies, which obviously is what happened to me. The robe is a fairly simple robe of protection. It just makes one more secure in combat. It's basically a cloak of protection.
Okay. And as for the demon outbreak, I need access to the halls of Tarsus in order to finish clearing this out. Um, Using this ring, I can grant myself that access, correct?
Says no, but I can grant you the access.
Um, yes, and may you grant me the access so we can finish clearing out the demon threats that are plaguing the halls of Tarsus and reclaim it.
Give me an insight check.
Oh, well, I'm not good at that.
So he says, well, what do you need done? He says, I'm assuming you want the vault treasure, the chests in here, you want all the resources. I assume that
Well,
you're some kind
mainly
of
what?
grave robbers or something.
No, sir, not at all. The main reason why I came in here was to open that door east of the laboratory in order to clear out the demon threat that is in it.
He says, hold on a moment. He puts his hand out and his eyes start to glow. He says, oh, there's an active portal in there. I guess they didn't get it closed. He says, you don't want to unseal that door. No, let the demons out.
Well,
Do you
I
have a way of
remember.
closing it?
I do have dispelling magic,
Says, well,
and
portals
there
are...
is
Go ahead.
there is another wizard that is currently with us that has experience with these kind of technologies and magics.
Well, you gotta be careful. Portals can sometimes be tricky. Dispel magic might close it, but if it's powerful enough, it might be too anchored to close. That might be why they sealed it off. I don't know. I sealed myself in that force field pretty early in the battle. Ended up starving to death, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd be very careful about unsealing that door if you don't know what's going on in there. You could be opening a can of worms.
If we do end up clearing the demons and sealing the portal, would you grant us access to the rest of the labs or the halls of Tarsus?
Says, well, I mean, if what else you need access to? Or is it just that room?
That room, access to the room we're in right now, and in exchange for clearing out the demons in there and getting you a body that we can move you into access to that vault.
He says, well, if as much time has passed as you said, I doubt there are any rune masters still alive who can do soul forging. I might be out of luck. The best I can hope for now is to maybe return to the dwarven lands and, I don't know, either be released or be given some kind of reconnection with my ancestors. What passes for a government in the dwarf lands these days? I assume
Sorry,
the Tharian are long gone.
yes, sir. The Therians are mostly gone. We are ruled mostly by um, lords and ladies that have taken residency in different towns.
As well, it was similar back then. Do you know the name of the new empire?
I should, but I don't think I have it written down.
Is it Teruvian or is that the ancient?
No, Teruvian's your empire. The
Oh, you're
Drogoth
talking
is the
about the
name of
Dwarven.
the dwarven empire.
What's the name of it?
The Drogoth Empire is the modern dwarven land.
Yeah, it is Drorgoth. Is that right?
Drogoth.
Drogoth. Drogoth is the current dwarven empire ruling.
Says, like the noble family. I guess their descendants did pretty well. Says, alright, well, I mean, I have no need for treasure or resources in my current state. If you agree to maybe get me back there at some point, I'll let you have access to the vault. He says, but like I said, I don't think you should open that sealed door unless you know what you're doing. I mean, I don't know how powerful you are, but again, if you can't seal that vault, you may doom a large section of the empire to demonic invasion.
We have dealt with these portals before in the halls or in the Alcadian labs previously. Actually, if memory serves me correctly, Demi was the one that closed those portals, right?
She, where was that at?
The Alcadian labs.
I think you guys were able to dispel those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have closed these portals before in the past, and I don't think this one's going to be much different. And we'll have 2 wizards with the capability of doing so.
He says, well, I assume if it was just to dispel to take it down, they wouldn't have sealed it behind the door. That would be my only concern.
Well, at the previous location, they had also sealed these behind the doors. These same doors, and we were able to get access to them and seal them off before, so I don't think this portal is going to be much different than the ones that we have faced in the past.
All right. Well, I'll give you access
Um,
to the vault and to the. Well, I can't give you access to the chests in this room because that's actually someone else's protection. But I can give you the vault, and I'll give you the ability to unseal the door because if you're wrong, it's going to be on your conscience, not mine.
all right. Understood.
So he will once again kind of put his hand out, his eyes like glowing, and his hand glowing. And he says, "All right, it's done. You're now the new keeper of the halls of Tarsus."
All right. I will do my best to find the tower and the current ruling house of the Dwarven Empire to see if we can't get your body back.
He says, "Oh yeah, if you can find the tower, I'm definitely up for that. Maybe we can find a way to bring me back in some other body."
I will also do research on soul binding. Is that what you said it was, soul binding?
He says, "Soul
Or
forging."
Soul
Both
forging. I will
the
do research on.
art of creating warforged and of channeling souls into souls and yeah, kind of grafting warforged parts onto people. This is a whole specialty. Not really in my taste though. Kind of gruesome. To have a stomach for it.
Then I will see if I can't gather a group of wizards, see if we can't do research and get you your warforged body.
So all the gold in that vault should give you a nice little start.
Yes, sir. And we have a wizard with us currently that is interested in these old technologies as well, and I'm sure having her help us with this will be of great aid.
Says, "Wow, I'm not gonna hold my breath. If it's not a rune master, there's plenty of any." It says most idiots can wield spells.
Well, we will try our best to get you free of this ring as soon as we can.
He says, "All right, I can still talk with you in the ring. You just have to bind yourself to it." He says, "You'll have to do that
Understood.
anyway if you're going to use the spell storing."
All right.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Barrel Grip. Hopefully, you're half as good as your ancestor, Xavier was. He puts out a hand to shake.
I reach out and I shake it.
All right. All right. So yeah, as you touch his hand, you feel a little bit of energy course between you two. And he says, "There you go. Granted. Good luck to you. And like I said, be careful about opening that door."
Will do.
All right. So what do you want to do?
So Cursed is now gone. He's back in the ring or whatnot.
Well, he's still floating in the hollow, but you assume he's part of the ring.
All right. Demi. I call for Demi.
All right. Well, she's just sitting there. She's been there the whole time. She says yes.
give Calhoun Barrel Grip, Kaladin Kane, and Nil. What's your last name, Nil? Do you have one?
No, wait, Nilothan. Fun fact, Furbolgs find names weird, so I just picked one when I came here.
Give Nil access to the safe,
The vault.
the vault.
What's that?
I think that's the ring.
Yeah.
No, it's that one.
The ring has both of those abilities.
Oh,
Wow.
Whoop, whoop.
Although
Ring of Mind.
the storing of a soul won't function as long as the current rune master's in here.
Drawing of a spell, you mean?
No, storing of a soul if the wearer dies.
Oh.
Yeah, so it has the mind shielding properties as well.
Yeah, it has the mind shielding, but you can't use the other property until the current soul is ejected.
Okay.
I see.
And it also has the spell strike. That's really cool. That's very good for you.
All right.
Yeah.
I get out of the waypoint.
Okay. And the robes basically have the properties of a cloak of protection.
Okay.
So both of these require attunement.
How many attuned items can I have at once?
3.
3?
Yeah.
I will probably. Would it be all right if I have both of those items? And since I can only wear one ring at a time, correct?
Well, the ring has both properties, so the attunement gives you both of those.
Yeah, I know, but I also have a ring of protection
Mm-hmm.
that I got before. But I can't attune to 2 rings at once, correct?
You can. You can attune to as many as you want. Up to 3, obviously.
All right. Would it be all right with both of you if I have the ring and the cloak?
Sure.
Wait. All right, so I get out of the waypoint and I walk back to the crack in the wall.
Yep.
All right.
I look at the 2 outside of the wall and I say I granted us access to the vault, and I also have the ability to open the sealed door anytime. I say we go to the vault, see if there's any treasure that we might need to help us defeat whatever in that wall.
Okay.
Good idea. Let's go check out that vault.
And I use my last 2nd level spell to Misty Step out.
All right.
Okay.
So you poof out.
Yeah. I will hand you the robes, because I assume there was at least for you. You will need to attune to both of them, but
Yes.
something.
All right. So you're heading over to the vault.
Yep.
Okay. Give me a moment. Alright, so the library still seems fine. Interesting. Hang on, the dice are telling
Stop speaking, stupid dice.
Okay.
It's time for silence.
So as you are approaching, you would hear noise coming from the vault. Sounds like there's something going on over there.
I will run down.
You
Bang,
hear
bang,
someone
bang.
say, "We have people in the hall," and a bunch of people aim their bows at you as you approach.
Calm down, calm down. It's us, the Starry Knights.
So an armored guy kind of steps forward. He says, "Oh, Blackwater's mercenaries. Welcome."
Yes.
Says we were doing some reconnaissance and came upon this great treasure hoard. We were about to collect it for Blackwater.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Impossible.
Yeah.
So,
If you yeah. There's a roving band of ghost what are they called?
Rapes.
The ones that drain your life, wraiths, that we believe have taken up residence in there. And that big thing at the back I point to is a golem.
Yeah. Very powerful one.
Yes. We're trying to find a way to make it not attack us, but it was designated by the guardians of this place to destroy all people that would steal from it. This is as far as we got. And then we were attacked in the night by, if you saw the demon bodies further up the hall.
well, we had our explorer looking for traps and any dangers. You're saying there's a mechanical guardian inside?
Yep, right at the back. It turns on.
Well, is it something that can be defeated? We have a good amount of manpower.
Possibly. However, our expert here in Golan, so I point towards Calrune, said it's beyond anything he's seen. It was crafted in the old Therian Empire, so we're not sure precisely what it's capable of. And we don't want to necessarily lose life. And we think it may be possible that once order is restored to the halls and all the demons are dealt with, that it may be possible to turn it off the lockdown mode. But there is still one room that we haven't been able to get into that does have demons in it at the moment.
Give me persuasion or intimidation.
They are both the same, but I am a nicer person at the start. Oof.
He says, so the only way to get into here is to, he said, clear out the demons? He says, where are these demons?
Yeah, there is one locked room on the other side of the halls that is locked from the lab. We are currently investigating a way to get it open. We believe there is a demon portal in there as well, which is why it has been sealed off.
Give me a deception check.
Why, that's true.
Well, I mean,
You're not giving the whole truth. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you already...
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. If you want me to do deception, that's fine.
You're leaving out some details.
Oh,
he
fuck.
says,
Crinkle!
Where's Crinkle? He says, this, well... So, you have no other way of getting in here except to deal with those demons, that's what you're telling me.
Well,
no, it seems, it feels like you're leaving something out here.
you don't have access to it.
Says, oh, what, you do?
Well, as I pointed our foremost expert, we believe him to be the ancestor of one of the most prominent brewmasters in the Therian Empire. And we're hoping to use this fact to bargain with the golem once it recognizes him for his deeds of clearing the labs and recognizes him as a rune master.
These are ancient dwarven halls. If anyone is, to inherit the treasure, it would definitely be Calrune Barrel Grip, ancestor of the old dwarves who built this place.
Well,
it doesn't belong to Blackwater.
Blackwater has forged these paths, and this is technically his land now, these areas. So, by rights, I think he has some claim over it. My orders were to secure the resources and bring them back. If you have a way of getting them, we can bring these back to Blackwater and see what he thinks. But
Well, hey, by all means, those weren't our orders. So if you want to go ahead and follow your orders and walk in there, you're more than welcome to.
No, I can't in good conscience let you go up to this thing unprepared.
he says, well, if you have a way of getting the treasure peacefully, I think we should do that and bring it to Blackwater and see what he thinks is fair. I'm guessing he'd probably just want a split of it. It's quite the fortune in there.
Yeah, and
It is.
that's perfectly fair. I just don't want to put anyone in unnecessary risk and make our job of clearing the demons harder if we manage to set off a security system we should have done. And I wasn't aware Blackwater sent us to clear out these things. I wasn't aware he was sending other parties in here. I think we also should be on the lookout for possible bloodhound ones. We've seen Neil skulking about. Have you seen anything like that around here too?
He says, well, we've had our scouts all over these areas. We haven't seen any bloodhand, at least not yet. But from what I understood, we're now at peace with them.
We are. However, they are still the bloodhound, aren't they?
He says they
Oh, how
are.
about this? We'll go ahead and take a look at what's in there, and
You know what's in there.
we don't know the specifics. We haven't been able to take a close look, and we can talk about obviously, there's so much treasure in there. It's impossible for us to physically move it all.
Yeah, you'll be a great help when that happens. But
Blackwater will get his cut, but for now, let us through. We're going to investigate.
He says, well, like I said, if you have a way of doing this without fighting, you're welcome to try. We'll back you up if it attacks.
Yeah, don't initiate anything.
okay,
I think
no,
it'll let us go.
I'd put weapons down. We will see how much sway Ringmaster Barrel Grip has. But yeah, it would be best if you
He
just
gave all of you permissions, technically.
okay. That's fair.
I'm
Just,
pretty confident that it's gonna let us through now.
Yeah, make sure no more demons show up.
He says, yeah, we'll watch your back.
Cool.
This vault's closed.
Hello, Mr. Gollum.
I'm trying to. Oh, you
It's
can
nice to
sneak
see you
in
again.
through the left side.
Yeah, it's partially open.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, so as you walk forward, the golem would actually not say anything, but you're going to address it.
Yes.
So its eyes light up and it looks down at you and says, welcome to the vault, Master Kaladin. What can I do for you?
Do you have a name?
He says, no, I am the vault's defensive iron golem.
Defensive Iron Golem. Do you have an inventory of the treasures of this room?
He says, I was not given one. I just am meant to watch over and keep any of the treasures from being taken. And as far as I have observed, nothing has been disturbed in the past 1,000 and 1,200 years.
We are here to relocate the treasures from this vault to a more secure location, one that has not been run over by demons.
He says, the treasure is yours to do with as you see fit.
Perfect.
All right. I'd like to take a quick look through the treasures of this room, find out what's all in here. I'm not necessarily taking anything. I'm just looking.
All right. So there is a large pile of coin, a couple of chests, looks like a suit of armor on an armor stand, a table with a couple of potions, some old tapestries, and a bag of some sort on the floor over
Oh.
here.
Take a
Okay.
look at the bag. This is a bag of holding. We might be able to actually store a lot of this gold.
It does indeed look like some sort of bag of holding. Possibly
Is
used
there
to
anything
move
in
the
it?
gold here in the first place. No, it's empty.
Well,
Well,
we've got a brand new bag of holding. We could just
well,
stuff
we
all the
should probably
gold.
make sure it is holding. Yeah, it is. Okay, not just an evil bag. Of...
An evil
What
bag.
about these chests? What do you
Yeah.
mean evil bag?
It's a
Oh,
mimic.
there's
can't
the
just-
evil bag of holding, isn't there?
There's a
I've never
bag
heard
of
of it.
devouring.
Yeah, but Kaladin doesn't know about that, so.
So there are
I've
two
heard
locked
stories.
chests as well.
Oh,
Gollum, are you able to open these chests?
well, I think they're actual padlock.
He says, I have not been tasked with forcing open the locks of the chest. My purpose is defense.
I see. I have sleight of. Well, IR is with us, right? She could.
Yeah.
Probably into these.
She's back at your
Yeah.
camp. Alright,
Oh, no,
actually
she's-
she
is
is
she
with
not with
you.
us?
So
Yeah.
yeah, she's with you. She says, I can try to get those open. Do we want that
Yeah.
now?
I think so. Yeah.
Why? If there's an explosion, possibly it may be worth getting all the other items first. If you know what I mean?
She says,
Like
well,
counting
why
the
don't
stuff that's
you
out.
take a look and see if there are any traps? That's not really my specialty as an assassin. I mean, I
Okay.
can disable traps, but I'm much better at picking locks.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm not,
Yeah, I'll have a
not
look. The
always
traps
great
on
at
the chest.
seeing them. Alright, so give me a perception. Looks okay.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I think we should take note of everything else. So cool. Can I? Oh, what should we start first? There's too many choices.
I say we start with the gold.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
wait.
Let's put the gold in the new bag of holding.
I want to see what's in the chests.
Okay.
Because that's what would be like specific items.
Okay.
Alright, so you're looking in the chest.
Well, yeah, I already used to lockpick it. I think they're okay, but I just don't want there to be an explosion. So, is it worth moving stuff away, or moving?
Yeah, I don't think they put trap chests in here. I mean, they've got the defenses, of the golem and the vaults.
Yeah, I don't know if they're vindictive though. Okay.
I mean, is
Yeah.
there any sort of magic we can do to see if the chests contain magic? Like potential traps.
If you have detect magic.
I do.
I do
Okay.
not.
So, are you going to do it as a ritual or as a spell?
Hold on, do I? Actually, I don't think. Nope, I have dispel magic.
Yeah, I think Grinkle is our de facto detector.
Yeah.
Let's just try and bust him open. Are you cool with that?
Says, yep.
Okay. Cool.
Bust them
So
open.
what is it? Sleight of hand check?
Yeah, I can roll for her.
Okay.
So she gets the first chest open.
Okay.
And she says, oh, there's some sort of short bow inside here. This would actually be one of Kaladin's wish list items.
Oh.
She kind of hands it to the group.
Yeah, I'll take it. Could be useful if we're fighting something at long range.
Alright, so you don't know exactly what it does, but it does seem to be a very well-made short bow.
Alright, I'll put a short bow question mark in my inventory.
Okay.
Good to know. Is there anything else in there?
Says, no, it looks like that was it.
And the next chest?
She says, yeah, let me see if I can get this one open.
Use guidance if she needs it. That's probably a good thing to do. So I'll guidance her. She can-
And this might be a little messed up of me, but I'm going to do an active perception check to make sure she's not pocketing anything.
Okay.
Oh, we'll pay her.
With sleight of hand. Can I do that?
Yeah, sure. You do a perception. You did see her grab something. I'll say from the first chest. If you were keeping an eye out, she kind of pocketed it pretty quickly.
I won't say anything for now.
Alright, so she walks over to the second chest and is going to attempt to open this one.
I'll do the same for this. I don't know if you want me to roll another perception.
Yeah, sure. She says, this one's giving me some trouble.
That one's not as good.
And after a couple of minutes of fiddling with it, she finally does get it open. She says, weird, this one's empty.
An empty chest.
She nods.
A locked empty chest.
Very strange.
It is strange.
She kind of shows it to you.
What's a little bit more strange is hiding things from your friends.
Well, employers.
She says, what do you mean? She gives you a look.
I have very keen eyes, Ayara. Don't try to lie to me. I saw you pocket something from the first chest.
She says, are you sure you saw that?
Unless Calroon's over there casting some illusion magic, I'm sure.
I don't know illusion magic.
So the captain would say into the vault, make sure we have all those magical items for cataloging. We're going to have to bring those all to Blackwater and decide who gets what. And she says, oh, I guess I should have been more honest. And she pulls out a wand and puts it on the pile and gives you an angry look.
What are you gonna do with a wand anyways?
She says,
Take a
"Not
look
give
at
it
this
to
coward."
Blackwater, which which was the whole reason I did that, she says under her breath.
Wait, are the other people listening?
Yeah, they're watching at the door.
Oh,
Gotcha.
but it's ajar. Okay.
Yeah, the vault door was open.
Yeah, but only a little bit. It'd have to all be here.
Well, I mean, they can still see in. A little open door is like a bunch of space. Because you guys agreed to split all this stuff with Blackwater.
I
Yeah,
say we
okay,
start putting everything in the bag of holding then.
Well, yeah. So was there actually nothing in the second chest?
She says, no, there was some stuff. And the
But
captain would say, make sure you put it all out where we can see it. Like your friend said, don't try to hide anything. And she just kind of sighs and would produce some more stuff. Say, yeah. Just wanted to keep it close so we could maybe examine it, but that's fine. And she would pull out what appears to be a glass sphere, put it in the bag of holding. So there was the short bow, the wand, and the glass sphere. 3 potions.
oh, I feel like we just fucked up with Iara.
Yeah, I feel like a dumbass now. I didn't
I
realize they
didn't
were
realize
like
they were.
watching so
No,
closely.
I don't know. I mean, how much gold to just give them all this gold and tell them to go away?
How much gold is there here? You could
Yeah.
start counting it.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll say some time is passing. You're kind of just inventorying everything. All right.
Yeah.
So
And I'd like while I'm doing this, can Calroon? Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, there's
Oh.
a lot of gold.
Can that fit in the bag of holding without bursting it?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
So that is gonna weigh 640 pounds. So no, you couldn't put all of it in there.
No. Oh,
You only
shit.
fit like 500 into a bag of holding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
God, it's not a bag of devouring.
Just a trap.
Can we put something in the bag of holding first and take it out just to make sure? Put 1 gold piece and take it out.
Yeah, I mean it would go in. Just sits in
And take it
there.
out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
So what's the breastplate? Is that the suit of armor?
Yeah, that's the armor that's on the stand there.
Okay. While I'm counting, can Calroon cast Identify on the things and check out this? While I'm counting up during the time passing. Like the.
I think Grinkle is our identifier. I don't think Calvin took either of those spells because Grinkle could do both.
He
I have
does have
Identify.
Identify.
What did you say?
I do have Identify, although I don't have a string of pearls. Is there a string of pearls in here?
8 pearl.
You don't. Well, you haven't seen any gems yet. There's still some more stuff. Hang on a sec. Need to check something.
I wish the charismatic person was here. They would know how to get it.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back real quick.
Okay.
Can you use arcane components to substitute for like a specific component like that?
No, not for permanent ones. You need the actual thing.
But like if it doesn't have a value, a component pouch like has everything you need, right? Basically.
Yes. But for the pearl, you would actually need the pearl.
But, I don't know. Grinkle is about somewhere. Even if we go back to our camp, we can identify it. Right? He still exists.
Yeah.
Oh. How are we going to... How many people are there here? 12.
How many people are there?
Yeah, there's 12 people in the party. And a weird looking like vampire guy. Is it possible to lock the vault from the inside?
Well, how would we get out?
Well, we just need them to leave.
That's most certainly gonna. I'm whispering this, by the way. That's most
Yeah.
certainly going to make Blackwater our direct enemy.
What?
They're
We
being
still
very
need to
predatory over this.
Yeah. Him sending... Yeah. We can get angry about it.
We could. Honestly, I don't know what Blackwater would say if we just said, "Hey, listen, finders keepers." We could always take like 400 pounds of the gold, and then just leave the other 100 pounds for them.
Well, it's 265.
I do have Tenser's floating disc.
Yeah, that's only
Yeah.
gonna help so much.
Well, it can
Uh,
carry up to 500 pounds, isn't it? Can't it?
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't think all of the 500 pounds of gold will fit. But yeah, start. Well, damn,
Well, I
you
can
don't have
carry the
the.
armor and other such things, and we can make an inventory, show them, and then pull the rest of the gold out of our bag of holding.
Yeah. I mean, also, another thing is that we're in the negotiating position of they can't actually get access to this vault without killing the golem. And so we, as I say in hushed tones, so we're required. So we can give him the stuff as a gift. He can have all the art objects.
Yeah, honestly, I say. I'm saying this quietly, of course.
Yeah.
We take the potions. We take the magic items.
Yeah.
We take
We give
as
give
much of the
them.
gold as we can fit into the bag of holding without it
They
bursting, and
have
then
the.
leave the rest
They.
of the gold and the
Yeah.
art objects for them
Yeah.
as
And
a gift.
whatever's on this
Yeah.
table.
The table has the potions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so
5
that's pretty
mystery
much
potions.
all the things you found. There's a wand, a short
So-
bow, a glass sphere, 8 potions, the breastplate, the 32,000 gold, the bag of holding, and the art objects.
Can I see what's back here?
Yeah, so it looks like someone was digging through the wall, and there may have been a cave-in.
What was trying to get in?
Either someone was trying to get in or someone was trying to get out. You're not sure, but
Bet you they were
something
trying to
caved
get
in
out.
at some point.
Yeah.
Something similar.
You should
Yeah.
Hey, Gollum, who's digging here?
He says, one of the authorized people, I can't say more than that, one of the dwarves who is authorized to access this vault.
you should tremor sense and see if you could feel a body back there.
I can only sense moving objects behind it, right?
Yeah, you couldn't
I think
sense a body unless it was moving.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you stand still, the tremor sense doesn't work.
And if their body got crushed by whatever that was, then yeah.
All right.
Are we ready to go back? Bring all the things the captain would say.
Hold on just a moment.
Yeah,
We're probably going to have to make 2 trips.
He says, well, we have plenty of people. We can help carry everything.
Unfortunately, if anyone that isn't designated, it has to be Calroon who takes the stuff out of here. Is the only way. So we have the inventory here. It may be worth us meeting with Blackwater, to divvy it up, before we make the movement, just to save everyone time.
Give me a deception. Because technically you could give them permission to carry stuff. So he would say, well, I mean, can we have you all move it out of the vault and then our people take it? I mean, we have plenty of people to carry all this. We just,
Listen. How this works is you go get your boss, okay? Bring him here. We'll discuss with him. I'm not gonna deal with you, okay?
Well, that's mean.
He says we were sent to retrieve this stuff. What do you mean, get my boss? Blackwater doesn't want to come down here just yet.
Well, you obviously can't retrieve
it on his behalf.
Says, wait, what do you mean negotiate? I thought we had said that this was going to be brought to him and discussed how it was split.
Yeah, that's the negotiation bit.
So yeah, we should bring this to him and discuss that. He doesn't need to come down here.
We can make a list of the inventory and talk to him about it.
Yeah, I don't forgive me. I don't trust you to, hold all the treasure and then fairly divvy it up.
He says, well, it's I mean,
so far he's hired you all to do a job that we've done for free, and now you want all the rewards. You can't get in here. This golem will crush you.
We're not getting paid, or we're not getting the rewards. We're being paid to bring this stuff to him. He says, none of my men are going to steal the treasure. We're all professionals here. We're not bandits or brigands.
Me personally, I would rather do the dealings while the treasure is secure in the vault, under the golem's protection.
He says, so what, you want to stay here and we go try to bring him? He says, why don't we all go if that's the case, and you can discuss.
I can go, yeah. I can go talk to him.
He says, I feel like we're making this more complicated than it needs to be. But if you want to discuss that with him, I can leave some of my men behind to guard this place, and we can go and speak with him.
Fine with that.
Alright, so you are going with the captain back to Blackwaters?
Yeah, as long as everyone else is cool with it.
Yeah, do you want me to stay here?
Yeah, if you want to. Basically, what I'm going to negotiate is for us to keep the magic items, the potions, and a large portion of the gold. As much as I can bargain for.
Iara says maybe we should get Grinkle. He'd probably be better equipped to negotiate.
Can we get him from our camp?
She says, that was my thought. We could bring Grinkle.
Pick him up.
We could bring Grinkle and Kaladin, and next week we could have that discussion.
That sounds like a fine idea.
Because we are pretty close to the end.
I think that's smart.
Yeah.
Assuming he shows up next week.
Yeah, you need to add wand question mark and then glass orb. I think for the last
Yeah, I mean, I have it all in my notes.
Okay.
In the last
And I
5
assume none
minutes
of
we
you
have.
took anything, right?
I took the
No.
short bow. I have it.
So that would technically be part of the pot still, unless you're going to try to convince them that you should just get that.
Yeah. I understand that. I'm not trying to hide it from them or anything.
So he would probably say, we should leave that here until we determine who's getting it.
Leave it with
So
me.
it's fair
Do
to
you have a
me.
problem? Do you have a? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll take it out and put it in the pile.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, just make sure it's not on your sheet because I have it as part of the treasury.
Yep. I'll remove it.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, I guess we can pick it up next week.
In the last 5 minutes, can we say we brought Grinkle down here with this pearl and basically identify what these magic items are?
Yeah, sure.
Since we're gonna go get him and he'll be here next week anyways. We don't even need him, we just need his pearl.
Or a pearl worth 100 pieces.
Yeah, you really need to get one.
Well, thank God the caravan's still in town.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So that's the wand. It's kind of just like a kind of like a showy magical item.
You can throw
I
that
would
in
love
as well.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
it's like a
Grinkle would
flare
it.
gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
That's cool.
This is the glass sphere.
Okay.
Let's see.
It could be really good actually. For more further sight.
This is the breastplate. You know that's a bag of holding. And we can figure out the potions later.
Okay.
And the bow.
Bow is +1.
Okay.
Just a +1 short bow. So let's do MVP votes. There's only 3 of you. Alright, so Calroon with 2 votes. You are MVP.
All right.
Get your inspiration point back.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That breastplate is pretty good. It's plus 1
is-
AC.
Yeah, it's not better than what I have at the moment, though.
I wonder if it's, well, he's got on-cake armor.
Yeah, because breastplate is actually medium armor, so it's not.
All right.
It
I had a lot of fun this session. I need to finish getting ready for work.
Yeah.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day. I gotta
Yeah.
get going.
Alright, see you later.
Yeah, see you later.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, honestly, to giving them the magic items if they want them for a bigger chunk of the money.
Well, we don't really have a lot of use for money. You know what I'm saying?
At the moment, yeah.
I
Building
see
the
what you're saying.
house.
Like these, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem giving him the drift globe and the wand. You know.
Or the breastplate. I don't know if any of us can really use it.
I'm not sure. Patchwork might want it, perhaps.
I think they have plate mail.
It's
that's-
plus 1 though, and it adds, since it's medium armor, it adds your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, but only to a max of 2.
Yeah,
The most
yeah.
you can get
I
is
know.
17. Well, plus your deck. Well, no, 17.
But it's plus 1 AC as well.
Yeah, so 17.
Was that what it would be? What is?
Yeah, because it's
breastplate?
usually 14 plus 2, and then plus the additional 1.
Yeah, I see.
17.
Yeah, 14 plus. So if you have the 14 dex, then it would be 16 plus 1, so 17. So not
Does
that great.
Patchwork have plate mail?
I think so, yeah.
Perhaps.
I know
I'm
not all
sure.
clerics can use heavy armor.
Yeah. No.
Well, you guys can figure it out next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think what the main thing we want is, well, we want to find out the potions, of course, but that'll be next week. I think the main thing we want is the short bow, probably the potions, and then a good chunk of the gold, right? Is basically all we want from here.
Yeah.